水浸街個回信啊！呀，電單車過唔到啊！小車都抿水啲啊！
From March 1st through March 3rd, Guangdong Province has been grappling with a sustained period of heavy rainfall, a weather event triggered by the collision of a cold front with warm, moisture-laden air lingering over the region. What followed was not a brief downpour, but a prolonged and persistent rain system affecting multiple cities and districts across the province.
我他媽夠黐啊！阿落喺嗰度仔一隻喎，我自己嗨佢。
Throughout these 3 days, moderate to heavy rainfall was recorded in many areas, with certain districts experiencing intense localized downpours. The rain did not simply pass through, it lingered. Periods of steady rainfall were interrupted by bursts of heavier intensity, leading to significant water accumulation in both urban and suburban communities. As the precipitation continued, pressure began mounting on Guangdong's infrastructure. Stormwater drainage systems in several districts struggled to cope with the volume of runoff. In many locations, where the instantaneous rainfall exceeded the design capacity of drains, culverts, and underground pipelines. When systems built for average conditions are overwhelmed by extreme input, the result is rapid surface accumulation. And that is exactly what happened. Water began pooling across streets, intersections, underpasses, and low-lying neighborhoods. In some areas, the depth of standing water became high enough to slow traffic significantly, and in certain spots, vehicles were forced to stop entirely. Older districts were particularly vulnerable. Narrow drainage channels and partially blocked stormwater inlets reduced the ability of water to flow away efficiently. As a result, some roads remained waterlogged for extended periods, creating hazardous driving conditions and delaying the natural drainage process. The impact on transportation has been widespread. Major arterial roads and secondary routes experienced notable delays. AHA drivers were forced to navigate carefully through standing water or seek alternate routes to avoid flooded sections. Municipal authorities responded by deploying traffic management personnel to heavily affected areas. Temporary warning signs were placed, and in the most severely impacted zones, partial road closures and diversions were implemented to reduce risk.
電單車過唔到啊！小車都抿水啲啊！
Motorists traveling through waterlogged streets reported several challenges. Maintaining traction became difficult as tires passed over submerged pavement. Surface spray reduced visibility for nearby vehicles. Drivers approached deeper areas of pooled water with hesitation, unsure of road conditions beneath the surface. Public safety advisories urged caution. Authorities recommended that drivers avoid flooded roads whenever possible and proceed slowly and carefully in affected zones. But water on the roads was only part of the challenge. The heavy rainfall significantly reduced visibility across much of the province. On highways, bridges, and urban expressways, dense rain combined with surface spray and mist to create conditions well below standard, safe driving levels. In some locations, particularly during the early morning hours, visibility dropped to approximately 200 meters or less. Reduced sight distance increases the risk of rear-end collisions, sudden lane departures, and traffic congestion. In high-density traffic areas, even a brief slowdown can ripple outward, creating bottlenecks and increasing the likelihood of incidents. Compounding these conditions were intermittent strong wind gusts accompanying the rain. Localized winds reached between force 6 and force 8 on the Beaufort scale. While not extreme by typhoon standards, these gusts were strong enough to affect high-profile vehicles such as trucks and buses. Sudden crosswinds can reduce stability, particularly on bridges and elevated roadways. Temporary roadside structures, signage, and lightweight installations were also vulnerable to shifting or minor damage under these gusts. In response, meteorological agencies have been closely monitoring rainfall patterns and wind developments. Convective rain cells, which can produce short bursts of intensified rainfall, remain under active observation. Our authorities continue issuing real-time updates and localized warnings where conditions show signs of worsening. Traffic management and public safety departments are working in coordination to minimize risk. Emergency response teams have been placed on standby to manage road closures, assist stranded motorists, and respond quickly to any incidents related to reduced visibility or water accumulation. At this stage, the event highlights a recurring challenge for rapidly urbanizing regions: infrastructure capacity versus extreme weather intensity. When sustained rainfall exceeds drainage design thresholds, even well-developed urban systems can struggle. Persistent precipitation compounds the issue, preventing accumulated water from clearing before additional rainfall arrives. For residents of Guangdong, the coming days remain important. Continued monitoring, cautious travel decisions, and adherence to public advisories will play a key role in maintaining safety.